Hitler's consolidation of power. In 1933, Hitler was made Chancellor, but he was still in a vulnerable position. At any time, President Hindenburg, as head of state, could sack him. Furthermore, his support for the Nazi Party was failing. Unemployment had started to drop in 1932, and the unemployed were the principal people who voted for the Nazis. Hitler took several steps to secure his position and moved from being Chancellor in January 1933 to dictator by August 1934 of Germany. Step 1 was the Reichstag fire of February the 27th. Germany's parliament building, the Reichstag, was burnt down. This was hugely symbolic. A Dutch communist called van der Lubbe was arrested at the scene. Hitler was able to blame the fire on the communists, who also happened to be his principal enemy in the German elections. He was able to persuade the German people that there was a genuine threat to democracy in Germany from the communists, and he turned the fire against them. Step 2, the emergency decree. Because of the Reichstag fire, Hitler was able to gain extra powers from the German parliament. Although van der Lubbe appeared to have acted alone, Hitler was able to use this incident to persuade President Hindenburg to grant him emergency powers. With these powers, Hitler set about arresting and detaining communists and other groups who opposed the Nazis. This was especially useful in the run-up to the March elections. The police could ban meetings, close newspapers, and round up political opponents. This emergency decree stayed in place for 12 years until the end of Nazi Germany. Step 3. The March elections. This was the third election to be held in Germany in 9 months. Hitler used the SA to attack opponents and partly delivered their anti-communist message through propaganda methods such as radio broadcasts. Even though the Nazis achieved their best election results with 288 seats, it's important to remember that 22 million Germans did not vote for him. They had only achieved 52% of the vote. Step 4. The Enabling Act. This act was the end of democracy in Germany. The Communist Party were expelled from the Reichstag and could not vote, which meant that the law was passed easily. It gave Hitler the power to pass whatever laws he needed and did not need permission from the Reichstag or the president. Hitler continued to remove any element of opposition, getting rid of the trade unions in May, and then in July totally banning any other political party. Step 5. Having removed external threats to the Nazi Party, he now turns on elements of his own party that he cannot completely control. Ernst Röhm, who had always been a trusted and loyal ally of Hitler, and 400 SA leaders were killed on Hitler's orders. Hitler had been worried about their power, and he was worried that they were beginning to rival his, and they were in a position possibly to overthrow him. Röhm had become demanding in wanting the SA to take over the German army, making him even more powerful. Army leaders did not like Röhm and demanded Hitler take action. On the 30th of June, Röhm was murdered while on holiday. Because of this, the army no longer faced any threats, and they said that they would support Hitler in his desire to become president as well as chancellor. This leads on to the death of Hindenburg in August 1934. When Hindenburg died, Hitler combined the two offices, chancellor and president, making him Führer. The army did not object because of what had happened in Step 5, the Night of the Long Knives. Step 7. To show how grateful they were for the removal of Röhm, the final piece of the jigsaw occurred when the army swore their oath of allegiance to Hitler and accepted him as their supreme leader and promised to obey him personally rather than his position as leader. This gave Hitler total control in Germany and made Germany a totalitarian state.